Hello everyone, welcome back to Crack Grade B. So we are discussing the previous year questions of Assistant Cost Director examination, and this is the third video in that particular series. Let us start from the question number 32, right? Yes. So let's see question number 32, what it tells us. B Limited operating in a less competitive environment, manufacturers a less competitive environment, manufacturers a customized chip, right, along with many such other products for the washing machine producers, right. The company is facing problems like estimating the normal output levels and allocation of overheads in cost computation. The favored price strategy for B Limited should be full cost pricing, going rate pricing, variable cost plus markup pricing, and value based pricing. See, they are facing the problems in allocation. They are not able to estimate the normal output, as well as they are having the problem in estimating their overheads as well. किस तरीके से allocate करें, right? So when you are having such kind of issue, it is better that if you will go with the variable cost plus markup pricing, right? That is something which is more favorable over here, because first thing, you are producing customized chips, right? So that means variable cost is bound to differ in every cases, and then you can decide up your market markup on the basis of it. Why? Because you are having a problem in allocation of overheads. So accordingly, overheads as well as your profit component that you want to include, you can include it in the markup pricing. Next thing, penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is sensible to use in which condition? Where demand of the product is inelastic, demand of the product is elastic, aim to recover higher manufacturing costs, and demand of the product is unknown. This elastic inelastic का मतलब क्या? When the demand will change in relation to change in pricing, right? This is what we call as being, if the demand responses with a change in pricing, that is called as elasticity, right? And if it does not change, that is called as inelasticity. So in that particular case, यहाँ पे penetration pricing sensible कब होगी? Penetration pricing means where you keep your prices lower because you have to enter into a market. ठीक है, तो ये तभी successful होगी where the demand would change in relation to change in prices. Suppose I have kept the pricing low, so customers would shift to my products, ठीक है, और इस तरीके की demand को we will call as the elastic demand, right? Now next thing is, as per the economic theory of pricing, this is the total revenue and total cost function that has been provided to you. See, we can solve this particular question by applying the quadratic equation formula as well. उसको भी apply करके कर सकते हैं, but we are going to solve this question based on logic. Let's see, ये है आपका revenue, right? And this is your cost. You have been asked for the profit, ठीक है, कि profit कब होगा? Now see this, profit कब होगा? When I am going to deduct total revenue minus total cost. So my total revenue is 480Q less 8Q square, and cost is minus 400 minus 8Q square, right? So now see, in this particular situation, 480Q less 16Q square less 400, right? Now instead of going through the quadratic equation, you can apply the numbers which have been given over here directly, ठीक है, उसको आप options को apply कर लो. Now out of all these three, let me tell you one thing, Q square has been provided, ठीक है. So now if you will keep highest value of 60 over here, don't you think your profit would decrease? We want a high figure over here, ठीक है, profit maximize करना है, that means we want a higher number over here. If I will put 60 over here, automatically your profit would reduce, right? So that is why we will go with the 15, क्योंकि 15 when I'll put over here, 15 square multiplied by 16, 15 is the smallest number given in the options, right? So the negative figure would be a lesser figure, छोटा figure आपका होगा. So that is why the answer is going to be 15. See, and one more thing, here you are just multiplying 1q and here you are multiplying 2q. So that is why that logic has been provided. Otherwise, you can solve it through a quadratic equation as well. But in the such kind of examination, we are going to go through the logic as well. Next is the pricing strategy for a Me Too product is generally based on. ठीक है, आपको एक Me Too product की pricing करनी है. किस basis पे आप ये pricing को करेंगे? Let's see. Market price determined by competitive forces, number 1. Next is premium pricing, right? And then you have demand based pricing as well as the cost based pricing. On what basis you are going to do it? So in this particular case, Me Too product मतलब अगर चाहिए, that means we are indicating towards a competitive market. Option correct thing would be market price, which would be determined by the competitive forces of demand and supply in the market. क्या demand है, right? A product which is very much popular, how much demand of that particular product is and what is the supply of that product, and on that basis the pricing would be determined for a product which is called as Me Too product. Everybody wants it, right? So next is under predatory pricing strategy. Whenever the word predatory pricing comes in, we have to understand the example of Jio over here. So the firm keeps the prices high and often higher than the full cost. ऐसा तो होता नहीं है. Firm keeps the prices low and often below the full cost of production. Sets a price based on average production cost plus a fixed markup to achieve desired profit level. Profit level kamana, that is not the objective of predatory pricing. Collude with rivals and raise price together, but this may attract new entrants, right? So these are not the correct options. यहाँ पे आपका correct option क्या है? I told you the example of Jio is the correct one over here. So keep the prices low and often below the full cost of production. First of all, they will keep prices on such a low level that it would attract more and more customers, and when the customers would come, right, and the competitors would suffer at that particular time, they will increase the prices later on. Now next question, let's see question number 37. See, the pricing strategy under highly competitive conditions, highly competitive in a homogeneous product market where the firm try to keep their prices at the average level charged by the industry is called as the going rate pricing. ठीक है, सिंपल डायरेक्ट आपकी जो डेफिनेशन है वो यहाँ पे दी हुई है. क्या गोइंग रेट प्राइसिंग का मतलब क्या हो रहा है? इन अ कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड, whatever the other people are keeping the prices as, we are also going to go by that only, and this is what this particular pricing is about, right? Similar products, they are charged on the basis of it. Now let's see question number 38. Question number 38 mein they are calling us to calculate the material cost variance, right? So standard quantity of Sanmaika per table is 4 square feet. Standard price is 10 rupees per square feet. Actual production of this is 1000, and Sanmaika actually used is 4300 square feet and actual purchase price is 11. See, you have to calculate the material cost variance. Material cost variance comes out as standard cost less actual cost, right? So standard cost कैसे calculate करेंगे? 4 square feet multiplied by 1000, that is the actual production. This is your quantity, multiplied by what is the standard price? 10 rupees less what is the actual production? 4300 multiplied by 11 rupees. And this is how you need to calculate, right? So अगर हम इसको calculate कर लेंगे, what is going to be my variance? So it is going to give me 7300 adverse in negative, and this is what my answer is going to look like. Next question. Next question is question number 39. Question number 39 is asking me to calculate, to know about this particular formula. Let's see what this formula is all about. So standard quantity less actual quantity multiplied by standard price. Can you see that they want to have a variance of quantity? Okay, they have kept one price and they want to calculate what is the variance on quantity, and this is the formula of usage. Usage में आपका quantity आता है. Even if you don't know the actual thing, you can talk about it. Just wait for a second. Yes. Now next we have question number 40. So over here your standard output is 5000 units, actual output 4500 units का है. Standard time is 1000 hours and the standard rate is 200 rupees per hour, and you need to calculate labor efficiency variance out of it. ठीक है, labor efficiency variance is somewhat equivalent to what you can say your usage that we calculate in terms of the material, right? So यहाँ पे आप hours के basis पे calculate करोगे, actual hours less standard hours, right, multiplied by your standard rate which has been provided, similar to the usage part which has been provided to us. तो अब यहाँ पे देखो what is the standard hours that has been given as 10,000 hours and the standard rate is given as 200 hours, right? Actual hours हम कैसे निकालेंगे अब? Wait for a second, just wait for a second. Yeah, so in this particular situation, see, your standard hours has been provided to you as 10,000, standard rate is also given to you at 200, right? Now we know that actual output is 4500, for standard output is 5000, so that means for producing 5000 units आपको कितना टाइम लग रहा है? Standard hours 10,000, that means per unit 2 hours. So 2 multiplied by 4500 is 9000, right? Standard time कितना लग रहा है आपको? Total 10,000 hours are there standard time, and your standard output is 5000 divided by that will give you 2 hours, right? So 2 hours is somewhat you are taking per unit multiplied by 4500 and it is going to give you your answer. Divided 9000 less 10,000, 1000 multiplied by 200, and the answer is obviously in adverse. So correct would be 40th का C आपका आंसर होगा. Now let's see question number 41. Wait. Yes, the standard fixed overhead rate per hour is 10. Just wait for a second. Budgeted hours 25,000 है. Why it is not adjusting? Just give me a moment. The clarity is not. Yep. It is not very much clear, but yes, you can see. So standard fixed overhead rate per hour is 10. ठीक है? This is our fixed overhead rate per hour 10. Budgeted hours are 25,000. Okay. And the standard number of working days are 25. Actual hours are 23,000 and the actual number of working days is 22. So you need to calculate the calendar variance, right? So first of all, what are the actual number of working days? 22. What are the standard number of budgeted number of working days? It is 25. ठीक है? So calendar variance में आपको days का variance calculate करना है. Number one thing, you are going to take the rate as 10. That is your standard rate. Okay, and you are going to multiply it with the hours as well. Fine. So उतने दिनों में कितना काम हुआ क्या? What is the difference in the what you can say days? So budgeted hours are given at 25,000 and the standard number of working days is 25. So that means, can I say that 1000 hours per day is the budgeted thing? Right? So now why the variance has came? Standard fixed overhead rate is 10 rupees multiplied by per hour rate it is. So I am going to multiply it with 1000 hours which is per day. Per day standard fixed overhead rate per hour. This has been given. Now for every day, what are the hours? Every day 1000 hours are there, and we want to compute what is the difference in days. ठीक है, difference क्या आ रहा है दिन में, and this is something which will provide you your answer. Let's calculate it. It is going to give you 30,000 adverse, right? You want to calculate the difference in days, वो आपको calculate करना था. Now let's talk about question number 42. The standard cost per unit of raw material was estimated to be 20 per unit. General market price at the time of purchase is 21 and the actual price which has been paid is 20.90. A purchase of 2 lakh rupees units of raw material was made during this particular period. The purchasing planning variance is, see, purchase plan variance का मतलब क्या, what you have estimated and what you have got. ठीक है, आपने कितना estimate किया और आपको कितना मिला. So over here the formula is going to be whatever is your actual quantity. Just wait for a second. Whatever is your actual quantity, you are going to multiply it with the standard rate or the standard price that you have estimated, and then you are also going to see whatever is your actual quantity multiplied by the actual rate, right? Now the trick over here is that आपके पास में quantity तो वही है 2 lakh, fine. You will multiply it, what is your standard price is 20, or actual price you will consider this one 21. Why you will consider this one? Because this was the general market price. You might have got the quantity discount, etc., but that is not applicable over here, right? So this gives us our answer of 2 lakh adverse. ठीक है, 2 lakh adverse because 20 minus 21 minus का 1 आएगा and multiplied by 2 lakhs. 2 lakh adverse would be the answer. Now next question, let us see. Management accountant. See, 20.90, you might have got the quantity discount, etc., but the general price at that time is 21. ठीक है, so आपके planning में जो variance है, this is how you are going to calculate it. Now next is the management accountant of a business. They have identified the following information. Activity level 800 units पे total cost is this. 1200 units पे total cost is this. Fixed cost of the business is going up by 40% at 1200 units. मतलब यहाँ पे आपकी fixed cost बढ़ गई है. So now let's create two equations. What are two equations? See. So at 800 units, that means 800 units multiplied by X, that is variable cost, plus Y, which is fixed cost. Your total cost comes at 16,400. Right? And the second activity level 1200x plus your fixed cost is increased by 40%. So I will write 1.4y and 23,600. Right? Now solve these two equations for the answer of x and y, and whatever would be your answer for x is going to be the variable cost per unit. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे अगर आप दोनों इक्वेशंस को सॉल्व करेंगे आपका आंसर आएगा 8. दैट मीन्स योर वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज x. अब चाहे इसको कुछ लोगों को अगर सॉल्व करना नहीं आता, सी 1.4y इज रिटन ओवर हियर, सो इस पूरे को भी मैं 1.4 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दूंगी, right? And this also I will multiply it 1.4 and simply then I will minus this like this. ये cancel out हो जाएगा. यहाँ आप x का figure calculate कर सकते हो easily. Next question is what is the efficiency ratio अगर आपके standard hours for the actual output is 14,000, your actual hours are 12,000 and the budgeted hours are 12,800. आपको simply यहाँ पे efficiency ratio calculate करना है कि आपने कितना काम किया, right? So अब over here see, we will take efficiency किस हिसाब से calculate करी जाएगी, even if you do not know the formula. See, the standard hours were 14,000. ठीक है, इतना आपको लेना चाहिए था. Ignore the budgeted one. This is not going to be counted in efficiency. इतना आपको लेना चाहिए था, but you only took 12,000. Isn't it your efficiency is high? I will not write 12. I will not write 12,000 in the numerator. नहीं, because I was supposed to take 14,000 hours. That were the standard hours, but I only took 12,000 hours. right? So that means my efficiency is high, and that is why I will take it as 116.67%. Next thing, this question, M Limited has produced 5,000 units at 50% capacity. Prime cost per unit is 145. Factory expenses are 50,000, which is 50% fixed, and administration expenses are 60,000, जिसमें 60% वेरिएबल है. What is the total cost at 100% capacity? Total cost आपको निकालनी है 100% capacity में. See, 5,000 units है 50% पे, right? So prime cost तो 100% कैपेसिटी पे कितनी यूनिट्स होंगी? 10,000 यूनिट्स ऑब्वियसली, मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 145. दिस इज द प्राइम कॉस्ट. अब इसमें ऐड करो आपके फैक्ट्री एक्सपेंसेस, राइट? फैक्ट्री एक्सपेंसेस दे सेट कि आउट ऑफ 50,000 50% इज फिक्स्ड, ओके, एंड द रिमेनिंग आर गोइंग टू इंक्रीज विद द वैल्यू. ठीक है, तो अब 50,000 में से 25,000 तो फिक्स थे, and for the remaining 25,000 divided by what you can say 50% is going to give you 50,000. This is the fixed cost, this is the variable cost. Administration expenses में ये भी add करो. 60,000 में से 60% variable है, मतलब 40% fixed है, right? So 24,000 is fixed. 24,000 आपका जो है वो fix है, and remaining का 36,000 is variable, right? So let's divide 36,000 divided by 60% is 60,000. So just add all of these and you are going to get your total cost, right? So 45 में we have the answer 1621. This is the answer. You have to just add all of it, right? Are we correct in this? Just let me cross check the calculation once. 50,000, yes, and 25,000, right? Administrative expenses fixed ये हैं 60,000 में से we have deducted 24,000, 36,000 and divided by 60% is something is going to give me 60,000, right? Yep. So this is all it, and this will give you the answer 1621. Now just wait for a moment. Sorry, I committed a mistake in calculation. So over here, this is your fixed cost of administration expenses, right? And over here, it has been told कि आपका administration का 60,000 का 60% variable है, right? So that means 60K multiplied by 60% is 36,000, which is variable. Fine. Now I have to find out what what will be the cost at full capacity. 36,000 is at 5,000 units, right? ये 5,000 पे है तो 10,000 पे क्या होगा, right? So this is going to give me 72,000. Now the total of it is going to give you your answer of 1621. Now this is the correct answer. Fine. Just wait for a second. Yes. Okay. Now next question. Let's see. Question number 46. A company plans to produce 44,000 during the budget period. Company requires 4 units of raw material to produce 1 unit of finished good. ठीक है, 4 यूनिट चाहिए raw material के. The company currently has 1 lakh units of raw material in hand. 1 लाख units raw material के हैं. Wishes to have inventory of 1,10,000 on hand at the end of budget period. So what is the requirement? What is the material units required to be purchased? It is very easy. ठीक है. So how it is calculated? Your consumption is equal to opening inventory plus purchases less closing inventory, right? So consumption क्या है मेरा यहाँ पे? Let us see. 4 units of raw material is required to produce 1 unit. So that means 44,000 which I want to produce multiplied by 4 units, right? So let's multiply it. 44 multiplied by 4, this is going to give me 176. 1,76,000 यूनिट्स का रॉ मटेरियल का कंजम्पशन है. ओपनिंग कितना है मेरे पास में 1 लाख which I have. Purchase I have to find out, and what is the closing that I have? 1,10,000. So clearly it is going to give you your answer. Fine. 46 में 1 लाख लेस 1,10,000, 10,000 नेगेटिव में 10,000 नेगेटिव वहां चला जाएगा, पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा, 1,86,000 is the answer. 46. Now 47. Yes, question number 47, something we have to do. So what minimum price should be charged for a transfer of goods between divisions of a company where the selling division does not have an excess capacity? देखो क्या होता है जब आपके पास में excess capacity नहीं है, that means your production could be sold within the company as well as for outside people as well. ठीक है, जैसे for example Tata Group is there, whatever they are producing, they can be customers within the Tata Group and outside in the market as well, but the company does not have an excess capacity. So in this such case, whatever your cost, variable cost plus whatever is the opportunity cost, this is how the pricing should be. Because what happens is हमारा cost तो जो लग ही रहा है, plus if we would have sold to the outside customers, we would have earned more. So that is why opportunity cost should also be taken over here, right? So that would give an what you can say good enough consumption, good enough compensation, sorry. Next is question number 48. So in which of the following form of cost based transfer pricing the production and pricing decisions are based on cost volume profit relationship? Cost volume profit relationship is related to variable cost. CVP analysis is based on variable cost only, so that is why it is the direct answer. Next is question number 49. Just okay, let us start. So which of the following form of cost based transfer prices is usually used to promote responsibility in the selling division and isolate variations within the divisions? ठीक है, so you want to promote the responsibility in selling divisions, so standard cost would be followed. Why it would be followed? ठीक है, responsibility की जब भी बात आती है, that means there should be cost control, right? Whatever you are required, whatever has been told to you to incur, that much only you should incur. So standard cost would be the correct answer. Now this is it that we are going to discuss in this particular class. Thank you so much for joining in, and please if you like this particular video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up.